Okay, so, dear BTS. I need to look at my notes because I just want to make sure I say everything. These men are wildly talented. Right there, I was right there. That man can sing anything. When he sings and dances, I mean, it's ridiculous. Hello, greetings, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. I thought about it for a little bit, and at first I was like, maybe this is kind of dumb. Like, maybe this is stupid. Like, who's gonna actually care? Who's gonna actually watch this? But I realized after becoming an official fan for about a year now, there's just some things I wanted to get off my chest. It's kind of random how I actually became a fan of these 7 incredibly talented men. Maybe you'll get something out of this, maybe you won't. I just feel like sharing in this way, okay? So let's get to it. Dear BTS. Just kidding. I'm not gonna read you an entire letter of what I wrote, even though I do have basically a big long letter sitting in front of me on my computer screen below the camera lens. And I'm probably gonna be darting my eyes back and forth between the camera and the screen because, you know, I took the time. I took the time. So here we go. Firstly, I can't start off without saying thank you. Just straight up thank you to BTS for all of your hard work and your constant dedication to your fans. I mean, I've literally never seen anything like it before. Well, I'm sure there's been people, but I just have to say thank you for sharing your talents with us every day. I mean, who the heck gets more popular during a pandemic, right? I mean, nobody. So, I mean, the fact that they did is pretty amazing. I don't know, I think it's pretty easy to say that you can see that millions of people appreciate their work every single day. So thank you. Thanks so much. You're awesome. You seem cool. Let's do an interview. Not that they're gonna want to do an interview with me. I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you wanted to do an interview, I would totally accept. And I got questions. I'd have to come up with some. Many. But I could do it. I could totally do it. Whatever. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's go all the way back to 2017. Travel back in time. I don't actually remember exactly what I was doing or where I was that led me to BTS, but 2017 was in fact the year that I actually heard of them. And by heard of them, I mean, I heard the letters. I heard the letters BTS. What is that? Like, I didn't even know it was K-pop. I just was like, what's this? Why do you keep saying the same 3 letters over and over again? I'm just like, I'm not following. No, but actually I had friends and roommates even who were interested into K-pop and even more so into K-dramas. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. My best friend and my roommate, she loved K-dramas, and literally anytime I walked into our room and the TV was on, that was what was playing. A K-drama. And I was just kind of like, what is it with this woman? Like, why is everybody like into this? I wasn't, I don't know what was wrong with me. There was something wrong with me. Okay, to be fair, there was actually like one show that she watched for a while, and like when I'd come into the room, like it was usually like in the middle of an episode, I'd be like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, what's happening? And it would be in the middle of the thing. So of course I had no idea what was happening. Like, I don't even know what it was called. I couldn't even tell you what it was about. But there were definitely times where, you know, she or any one of my other friends was like, oh my gosh, this K-pop guy is so hot, or this K-drama actor is so hot. And I just was like, yeah. Like, I was so oblivious. I'm really embarrassed now, like going back and like thinking about this because believe it or not, I'm very interested now. But anyways, back to BTS. 2017, the song that I first heard was Not Today. And I came across it at complete random. I saw the music video pop up on just my YouTube feed, and I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, like that's kind of interesting, I guess. To be honest, it wasn't the video that stuck with me. It was the song. And I was like, I could totally put this on my workout playlist, which I did. And I was just like, this is a jam. So for the next 2 years, that really was the only BTS song that I listened to. You know, this still baffles me to this day, but I just want to know, why did I not investigate any further than that? You would think that after hearing a song that I genuinely enjoyed, I would naturally research who the band was, maybe listen to some other songs, but no, I did none of that. Now I consider that a sin. It's a sin. And I have another sad confession to make. There were people on my hall in my dorm who went to go see BTS live in concert one weekend, and to this day I can still remember walking into one of their rooms sometime after the concert and seeing an army bomb on their desk. And I didn't care. Like, I was just, what? Like, I was like there, I was right there, it was right there. I think I was sort of in that mode of, oh, I'm just trying to find myself as an artist and figure out who I am. I think I thought I was cool and artistic if I literally just like looked at the BTS light that was shining in front of me. I would have realized that BTS is the epitome of artistic and cool. And if I had just like paid attention, I think I would have been a very different person at the time. In addition to Not Today, before I left college to finish my last semester remotely, because this was back in the spring of 2020, I also added the song My Time to a playlist. Sadly, I don't even think I knew that that was also a BTS song. How could I not? There is a photo of, there's a video of, it's right there. It's in the Spotify thing. Flash forward to May 2020. I've graduated college from my house, from my front porch. I'm sorry if there's noise in the background. There's a leaf blower. Okay, I've shut the window. As I was saying, I graduated college from my house, like so many of the class of 2020 did. Good job, guys. If you're watching this, good for you. We did it. The point is, it was a pretty isolating time for all of us. I just felt like I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going. And I got to the point where I just started to regret that I had so-called followed my dreams in college of being a performer and a dancer. Oh, by the way, I was a theater and dance major with other focuses in the creative and production side of theater performance. So I kind of was into like, you know, everything performance related. So mid-pandemic, I was like, no one's performing right now. No one's hiring people like me right now. By the way, whole summer, there's no BTS in my life. See why there's a problem? Anywho, we get to late September, early October, and one night my mom and I are just channel surfing, and my younger brother is also in the room, and he's having like some kind of crisis. He's a teenager, and so I just was like, what is this drama he's talking about? You know, kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But in the middle of all that, my mom suddenly was like, hey, why don't you see what was on Jimmy Fallon? We had indeed recorded a couple episodes, so I clicked on one at random, and it was Jimmy talking all about how it was BTS week at the Tonight Show. For some reason, I just was like, oh, what fun. BTS, I kind of know who they are. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not really. No. Like, what am I talking about? Like, I know 2 songs at that point. More like 1.5. Anyway, the episode that I clicked on was the one where they sang Mikrokosmos. If you haven't seen the version that they do on the show, it's stunning. Like, it's stunning, okay? And once again, this is so embarrassing, but my mom and I, for some reason, are still trying to listen to my brother at the same time this beautiful performance is going on our TV, which is just as maddening looking back on it. Eventually, my mom, thank God, was finally like, shh, wait, go back. I wasn't paying attention. We need to go back and watch this again. And I was like, with the remote, oh, okay. In all fairness, I wasn't really paying attention either. My brother was talking to us, so I kind of was trying to be a good older sister and be attentive, but literally while the performance was going on, my eyes were like darting back and forth between him and the screen. And as this is happening, I'm trying to process what I'm seeing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. These men are fine. Whew. Like, where have they been? Where have I been? Suddenly, all the little pieces were coming together in my mind, and I was just like, wait a minute, this is BTS? These are the guys who I watched in the Not Today music video? Did I even watch the video? Like, what? Then my mom was like, wow, these guys are so high fashion and they're singing so nicely. And by the end of the performance, you guessed it, we were starstruck. We literally were like, okay, let's watch this again. So we rewatched it, and then we rewatched it again, and then we kept rewatching it until we decided, let's analyze it. Now let's gush over it. Now let's talk about it like we were gonna write a dissertation. This is all just coming at us. The song was great, the location was great, there were just so many things to take in. It was a freaking magical performance that they created. It was beautiful. And this is only through a screen, people, but like, just like that, we were totally hooked. We're true fans now. And another funny thing actually is that my dad had been gone all that day, and so when he got home we were still watching, and he was just like, what is this? Who are these men on my TV? And we were like, oh, apparently it's this group BTS. And my dad is like, oh yeah, BTS? Oh, I know them. And I was like, huh? I was like, what are you talking about, Dad? And he was like, yeah, they were here on tour last year or whatever. And I was like, oh, what? After my dad said that, my mom and I looked at each other just like, oh my God, we messed up. I did not fall asleep that night until after I Googled who everybody in BTS was, read all their Wikipedia pages, checked out their group Instagram. Felt like I had been living in a cave until that moment. In a dark cave, under a rock, under a blanket, with no candles, like for centuries. Next thing you know, I'm on YouTube, I'm watching music videos, I'm watching practice videos, I'm watching videos of other people explaining their photos and videos, videos of people talking about who these guys are, videos of them being funny and cute, and these compilations, speculations people have. There's just so much content and footage out there of these guys. Like, and then I was checking out Weverse, that app. I was like, what is that? I was looking at Twitter, and I don't even have a Twitter. It's a really big deal for me. I usually don't pay attention to this sort of thing or like fandoms. I've only been to one real like concert in my life for an actual mainstream type of band. Okay, so any other concert I've been to is a classical music concert, which by the way, I thoroughly enjoy. Don't get me wrong, like I love doing that. The point is, it's rare that I'm really intrigued by something this much in the musical world. I love music though, like I'm not like weird. I just don't care about the other parts, the fan stuff and all that usually. Now you can see how my life has done like a complete 360. I felt like the scene in Ratatouille where Remy, the rat, takes a bite of like one food and then he takes a bite of another food and then he decides to eat them both together and then fireworks go off in his head. That's how I felt. Like I said, I was a theater and dance major, so I was like looking at BTS from all of these different lenses. You can only imagine how captivated I was by the aura of BTS, right? They're dancing, they're singing, wardrobe. Excuse me? Stylists, if you were out there, I'm clapping for you right now. Stop. Like anyone on the creative team for BTS, you all are incredibly talented. Like, come on. Like, you're living my dream job of being a creative person 24/7 and envisioning amazing performances. And of course, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the main event here. I'm just gonna go through it. These men are wildly talented. JK's voice. Guys, that man can sing anything. That man was born to sing, born to do it. You are crazy good, sir. You are good with what you do. I'm like word throw up, right? Because it's just like incredible. RM, you make me laugh regularly, but like in a good way. You speak with so much eloquence and passion, and that's just beyond admirable, and we love that. Suga, you seem like a very cool and calm guy, but when you speak your truth. You ignite the stage when you perform. He's like Godzilla. Like Godzilla is very like peaceful, I feel like, but then when he's provoked, boom, like he just goes whoa. I feel like that's like Suga. It's like Suga's persona. But I don't know what you think. J-Hope. You're my hope, of course. You are so freaking professional and outstanding at what you do. Like, there is no denying you were born to dance. You were born to perform. You wear clothes like nobody's business. Excuse me. So Thank you, sir, for being amazing. Jin, you worldwide handsome you. You're a funny man. I feel like Jin could have a double career as a comedian, truly. Like, he's hilarious. And his voice, I don't know how he learned to sing like that. That's something I'd love to know, but I mean, so good. Jimin! When I first saw videos of Jimin dancing, I was like, wow, this guy knows how to move. His lines are so amazing. He dances with so much emotion and passion, and he just brings you in. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I remember when I read that he said he studied modern dance, I believe. I was like, that's what I studied. I studied modern dance. Jimin, you also sing gorgeously, and you take the cake in my book, so way to go, buddy. Taehyung V. Oh my god. This dude like makes me cry on a daily basis, guys. He's amazing. The interview they did recently where that girl said his voice is deep and sexy and the world would listen to it all night. I was like, correct. She's correct. And I agree completely. But he's a great performer too. It's not just his voice. I feel like he really casts a spell on everyone when he sings and dances. I mean, but gosh, anyways, like everybody just takes my breath away, literally everybody. And I'm just a total nerd for like everything that's happening here. Really tried to keep that part short, but you know, there's so many amazing things to say and talk about these guys. So I'm taking all this in, right, within the span of a couple months. So like leading up to the album B, I had listened to just so much of their music, including like the old stuff, and just watched a lot of videos and performances. But what I realized was that I was actually starting to feel a lot better about myself. And in fact, being the nerd that I am here, I want to bring up a quote because I feel like this is sort of definitely like how I felt about them after finding out about them. But it's from the Rolling Stone magazine interview that they did. It's from their founder, I believe, and he just said, I didn't want them to be false idols. I wanted to create a BTS that could become a close friend. And I remember reading that, and I'm reading it again and going, wow, who they are as people and individuals do to me feel a little bit like a friend. So I was like, this quote makes a lot of sense. And you know, the way they talk about ARMY and acknowledge ARMY, it feels very personal, right? I think that's really cool. It's just like not something, as I've said, it's not something that I've really seen before with musicians and performers who are on the level of fame and success that they are. You know, I feel like when people get more successful, it's when they start to shun people more, right? But it doesn't feel like that. And on top of that, they have so many songs about so many different things that address so many different topics, so many different styles too. Their genre is constantly evolving, but still consistent, which is very interesting to me. Maybe I should write a dissertation. When they perform, it just feels very genuine as well. They just give their all to their audience. If you've done theater, you all know this. In theater, there is such an emphasis on the importance of giving and receiving from your audience, to your audience, with your audience. And I feel like BTS are the masters of that. They make you just feel all sorts of wonderful, lovely feelings and emotions. And this to me is high art, people. You know, you can see how hard they work on their craft too. I mean, tirelessly, many hours, countless hours. Like, gosh, I know you think I'm kidding probably, or like I'm just gushing, but I mean, yeah, I'm gushing, but I'm being serious. If you watch them and you're fans of them, you know what I mean. Obviously, their message is about loving yourself and encouraging positivity and optimism and the way they contribute and help out to their community, but other communities too. They somehow manage to literally just exude the best versions of themselves, like almost all times it feels like. I know what you think I'm saying might sound silly, but I'm actually being completely honest. So, BTS, if you ever are in doubt of your worth or how incredibly talented and amazing people you are, just know that there's people like me out here and millions of others who appreciate your dedication and work, your work ethic too. So thank you. And sincerely me. Have a great rest of your day. I hope I channeled some things that maybe you've thought about. But if not, maybe you will start thinking about them. And yeah, thank you, BTS.